So, what do you mean by varieties of language? Even though English is a single language, it is not a homogeneous monolithic whole, meaning that even though it is just the same language, the English spoken in different places will be different. So, accordingly, we have varieties of English. So, how do we get these varieties of language, whether it is English or Tamil or Hindi? All the languages have its own varieties, and all these varieties are based on the region where the language is spoken and what type of education the people are undergoing, and it also depends on social status and the subject matter that we are speaking about and the medium where it is standing on and attitude and interference. So these are the 6 kinds that you have to remember when you are talking about the variety of language. So depending on the 6 varieties that I just mentioned, you have regional dialect, social dialect, registers, spoken and written varieties, and stylistic variation, non-native varieties. So these are all the varieties that you have in any language depending on the region, education, social standing, subject matter, medium, attitude, and interference. So what we have seen just now is just an introduction to the subtopic varieties of language. Now we'll jump on to the main points. So again, now when we are talking about varieties of language, it can be studied in 2 ways. Okay, so one way is called as diachronic and the second one is called as synchronic. So what do you mean by diachronic? As the very term indicates, no, di meaning two. So when you study a particular language over a long periods of time, that is called as diachronic. So you need not confuse anything. I will jump on to the example so that you will understand the term diachronic better. So here I have given one example, that is, this is the English language here taken over a long periods of time. So as I mentioned you about Chaucer's language, isn't it? So Chaucer's language is nothing but Old English. So that was the first beginning of English language, and that is called as Old English. And after Old English, after a period of say some centuries, what it came into was called as Middle English. And after Middle English, what you have is Elizabethan English. And after Elizabethan English, you have 18th century English. And after 18th century English, it changed into Victorian English. And at last, what we are having now is modern English. So when you make such a type of study, that is, when you study the linguistic changes of a particular language over a long periods of time, okay, that is called as diachronic variation or diachronic study of a language. Clear? So now we will go on to the second type of study of language, that is called as synchronic study. Okay. So synchronic study of language is nothing but it studies the varieties of language over a given point of time. That is what is the difference between diachronic and synchronic. Diachronic studies the linguistic variations over a long periods of time. Okay, so synchronic is a study of varieties of language at a given point of time. That is what that you have to keep in your mind, varieties of language at a given point of time, meaning that, so when you are just comparing the example that I have given for diachronic, if you are studying the linguistic variations in Old English to that of modern English, that is called as diachronic study. Whereas when you are just taking modern English and then you are studying what are the varieties of English in modern time, that becomes a synchronic study. Okay, so synchronic study is nothing but you take only one period of time. Maybe you will be studying the varieties of English during modern time, or you can go to Victorian age. So what are the variations in language during Victorian age? If you are just taking one age and then you are checking what are the varieties of language in a particular age, that is called as synchronic. Whereas when you are studying the variations of language between Old English and Victorian English, or Modern English and Victorian English, that becomes a diachronic study. Clear? So this is what that you have to keep in your mind when you are making the distinctions between synchronic and diachronic study of language.